characteristic is natality. It can also be considered as birth rate. Okay. Natality means the ability of a population to increase its size by increasing the rate of birth rate, increasing the number of individual in its population. So how does it increases the size? Through the birth of the individuals in a particular population, right? Now here the number of individuals, the rate of increase of individuals should be occurring through the birth rate. So what processes are involved to increase the birth rate of an individual? For example, in a particular area, if you are thinking that there will be an increase in the population, right? So if there is an increase in the population, it may occur by what processes? Either if it is a plant, it may occur either through vegetative reproduction processes, vegetative propagation, or asexual reproduction, or sexual reproduction, or by binary fission, or either it may be by budding, or it may be either by spore formation or something, and it may be, or either it may be in the form of live young ones are given birth, like in human beings we give birth to the live young ones. So these all may be the different alternative ways or different ways by which a particular individual population can be increased by the birth rate. Now this birth rate can be measured by a formula called as birth natality rate. These formulas are important when you are doing multiple choice question. This is represented by B is equal to number of births okay. Now natality means, as we said, it is a birth rate to increase the population of individuals in a particular population, which can be occurring by different processes, as I said earlier. Now when we are measuring the rate of birth rate, like birth natality rate, we can also call it as birth rate or birth natality rate, which is represented by the letter small b. It is nothing but a ratio of number of births per unit time divided by average populations, which is denoted by the formula here. B is equal to small d capital N into small n by capital N d time, where B is birth rate, D is change in value, next capital N is number of individuals in the population. These formulas are very important. T is time and small n is number of individuals after a unit time, number of individuals inhabited after a unit time. We can also call as number of individuals in a unit time, right? So this is the formula which we follow when you are doing multiple choice question or any analysis. Also they will ask this formula, of which they will ask the values. B is birth rate, D is change in the value, and as N is the number of individuals in the population, and then T is time, N is number of individuals in a unit time. Now here we will talk about some two concepts. Those are called as ecological, two concepts are here. Those are called as ecological natality, and we will also talk about a concept called as biotic potential. Okay. Now for example, if there is a population, if there are n number of seeds are there, all the population, all the species produce in a plant. If we are sowing some seeds and all the seeds are coming, right? When we are sowing some 100 seeds, all the seeds will start growing, right? And then all the seeds will start growing, but only few will develop into an adult stage. right, during the process of growth from the initial seedling stage to the adult plant, we cannot say that all the 100 seeds which I have sown will develop into 100 adult plants. So, only a few number of adult plants can be possible in the 100 sown seeds. So, this actual number of individuals which are grown to the adult stage, from seedling stage to the adult stage, okay, from stage 1 to the stage 10, then those type of natality is called as ecological natality. So, what it is called as actual increase in the number of increase in the population is called as ecological natality, or it is also called as realized natality. It is also called as realized natality. Means out of, for example, we are taking an example of 100 seeds I am sowing. Out of 100, I cannot assure that all the 100 seeds are growing into adult plants. So, here out of 100, there are possibility of 50 plants getting into till adult stage. So, this type of 50 plants which are coming to the actual increased individual in the population is called as ecological natality or realized natality. Now, the theoretical assumption or theoretical increase in the population which can be achieved in a particular unit area is called as biotic potential, or it is also called as potential natality. It is also called as potential natality. It means theoretical maximum increase of that particular population in a unit area of it, in a unit time, is called as biotic potential. The theoretical increase in the population which is achieved in a unit area means, for example, out of 100, without actual assumption, we say, okay, out of 100 seeds I have sown, possibly 80-90 plants are becoming into adults. Okay, this is just a theoretical assumption. So, that type of theoretical assumption which is achieved at a particular unit area or a particular time is called as potential natality. Means we can say in general, out of 100 seeds I have sown, okay, I can say that 80 to 90 plants can be seen coming to adulthood, but then that type of assumption is called as biotic potential. Means we are expecting the biotic ability of that particular 100 sown seeds to come up to 80 to 90, then that is called as potential natality. Okay, next one is this natality. What does natality do? The natality of a particular population will tell the number of individuals which are there, total number of individuals in a particular population. So, what is the use of studying natality? It will tell us the number of individuals which are available or number of rate of individual increase in the population. So, this natality is basically consists of the growth of the population, right. So, it is dependent on three phases: pre-reproductive phase, reproductive phase and post-reproductive phase. Now, here there are three types of phases here. Those are, first one we can be called as clutch size, K-C-L-U-T-C-H, clutch. It is called as clutch size. Now, if what is clutch size of increase in population? If there is an increase in population at one particular occasions, then that is called as clutch size of population. Next one is the time period between one reproductive phase to another reproductive phase cycle, right. Then that is called as one reproductive phase to the means there are animals which will give birth after 6 months, 6 months gap, then one more 6 months gap, then one reproductive cycle to another reproductive cycle, and another one is the age of increase of population at the first reproductive phase. So, the increase in the population, the rate of increase in population can be determined by taking into consideration three phases of life cycle. First one is clutch size of a population. When the growth of the individual or in a population or growth or birth rate is increasing at some particular occasions, then that is called as clutch size. When the growth of population is occurring between a time period of one reproductive phase to other reproductive phase. Next, another one is when the growth of population is more at the case of initial first reproductive phase. Depending on this, we can say that the rate of population is either decreased or increased. So, this is about natality.